Called. I entered and took my seat, placing a small bag under the seat in front of me. When everyone was seated, the stewardess provided safety instructions.
Right, very good. The stewardess provided safety instructions. The plane was scheduled to depart at 9:30 a.m. Okay, go ahead.
The plane was scheduled to depart at 9:30 a.m. We began boarding by roll number at 8:45 a.m. When I heard my roll number called, I entered it and took my seat, placing a small bag under the seat in front of me. When everyone was seated, the stewardess provided safety instructions.
Yeah, very good. The stewardess provided safety instructions. What to do in an emergency. Here, do this, do that, do the next thing. Okay, Mr. Singh?
The plane was scheduled to depart at 9:30 a.m. We began boarding by roll number at 8:45 a.m. When I heard my roll number called, I entered and took my seat, placing a small bag under the seat in front of me. When everyone was seated, the stewardess provided safety instructions.
Yes, that's correct. The stewardess provided safety instructions. Safety instructions. Go ahead.
The plane was scheduled to depart at 9:30 a.m. We began boarding. We began boarding by roll numbers at 8:45 a.m. When I heard my roll number called, I entered and took my seat, placing a small bag under the seat in front of me. When everyone was seated, the stewardess provided safety instructions.
Yeah, the stewardess provided safety instructions. Eight. Some people think it's 9, but it's 8. 8, 7, 8, 9. Go ahead.
The plane was scheduled to depart at 9:30 a.m. We began boarding by roll numbers at 8:45 a.m. When I heard my roll number, I entered and took my seat, placing a small bag under the seat in front of me. When everyone was seated, the stewardess provided safety instructions.
Yeah, very good. The stewardess provided safety instructions. 4, 5, 9, 3, 0, 8, 4, 5. They're a little bit tricky. 8, 4, 5, 8:45. Go ahead, one more.
The plane was scheduled to depart at 9:30 a.m. We began boarding by roll number at 8:45 a.m. When I heard my roll number called, I entered and took my seat, pressing a small bag under the seat in front of me. When everyone was seated, the stewardess provided safety instructions.
Right, the stewardess provided safety instructions. The plane, the airplane, the Thai Airlines Flight 601 say, was scheduled to depart at 9:30. We began boarding by row numbers, I'm row 26B, at 8:45 a.m. When I heard my row number called 26B, I entered the plane and took my seat, placing a small bag under the seat in front of me. When everyone was seated, the stewardess began providing safety instructions. Please make sure your seat belt is attached. See where the emergency exits are located. In case of emergency, please go to the nearest exit. You'll hear all these instructions every time you get on an airplane to go anywhere. The instructions will be given to you. Safety instructions. The scheduled time was 9:30. Maybe a little late, but it was scheduled to leave at 9:30. And at 8:45, we began boarding by row numbers. 26, 24, 23, 26B. Any questions?
No.
Everybody got it down? Pat? What to expect when you get on the plane? Row numbers? 8:45? 9:30? No questions? Okay.
Teacher,
Whoa.
sorry.
See, that was close. I almost started to erase it. What?
We began boarding. Boarding is mean we walk to the boarding gate.
We began boarding means that the people in charge of the flight outside, okay, row numbers 1 through 10, please begin to board. So if you're in row 2, you was, row 2, that's me. Start walking toward the plane. You have to, at some point, you have to get on the plane if you're going to go. So when they say it is now time to board, that means you go forward into the plane and look for your row number. Row 2, no problem. Boarding. We're boarding now, we're getting on. We board the ship, we board the plane, whatever. We're boarding. Any other questions? Okay. Row numbers, boarding, getting on, taking our seats, entering the plane.
ไม่หรอกเดี๋ยวจะไปเยี่ยมเพื่อนที่ป่วยเพื่อนน้อยที่ลุงกระดาษประมาณนี้ไม่ได้
Pretty good, pretty smooth. Okay. Not everybody can do that.
Thuốc lộn mạnh Trần Biêu thiểu là cái gì có là anh ấyจะดีกว่ากัน
ซื้อมาใหม่ถอนมาใหม่
นานแล้ว
Okay, today we'll go over the terms regarding certain sports that are are popular around the world or in certain countries, and the pronunciation of them to make sure that we have that down pretty good. First of all, sport. Sport. Baseball.
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 Basketball.
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 Football.
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 Soccer.
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 Right, very good. What is a sport?
Game.
Game. People play.
Game. A game of cards. Is that a sport? You could say athletic contest. A sport. Or an athletic endeavor, a physical activity that usually involves competition. Competition. To compete. One team, for example, in a sport, one team against another team in a sport. Competition. We are competing. We are trying to see which team is the best team on this particular day.
Try to find which team is the winner. Competition.
Yeah, one team or another will win. Or it'll be a tie. But then the ties are broken. So, competition, right. To determine which team is the better team. We are competing. Which runner is the fastest runner? Which runner runs the 100 meters faster than anybody else? In this particular day, on this particular day, in this particular race. Maybe there's 6 runners. Boom, go, boom. Somebody will come out ahead. Or there'll be a tie, but normally somebody is just a little bit ahead in the race. A sport, an athletic contest, physical activity, competition. It could be something at the Olympics. It could be a sport right here in Thailand. 2 teams, one from Singapore, one from Thailand perhaps, playing in a game of one type or another.
Teacher, the person who plays sport, what we call it?
Well, you could call him a sportsman, for one. But then again, an athlete, L-E-T-E, athlete, A-T-H-L-E-T-E, an athlete. He participates in some type of physical sport, for example, aerobics or acrobatics or whatever the competition is, he would be described as an athlete. The athletes will be taking the field any minute to begin the game. One of the popular sports in America is baseball. Baseball is a game that's actually underway. The season is underway right now in America, and it involves players, a pitcher, a catcher, a batter, outfield, and it's very popular in America. It's also very popular in Japan and in Taiwan. And they're trying to increase the popularity of baseball in mainland China. That will take some time because it was never really introduced there. Baseball was introduced in Japan, I would say probably around the early 1930s. American baseball players went to Japan and gave exhibition games. Exhibition games. Exhibition games. Exhibition. In other words, they showed off baseballs to the Japanese people, and they all of a sudden said, wow, this is it, we're going to look. And it became very popular in Japan in the 1930s, and it is still very popular today. In fact, if you look at the lineups, the list of players on various teams, more and more each year, Japanese players are turning up on the American team rosters. They are brought in from Japan to take positions on various teams. Pitching is one of the throwing of the baseball is one of the positions that most Japanese players start out in America. Baseball. Basketball, probably pretty popular here, maybe. Basket. Ball goes in the basket. Basketball. Usually 5 players versus 5 players. It's very popular in America along with baseball, basketball, football. Football, it has a different term in America. I think in Thailand, football is basically what is known in America as soccer, kicking, using the foot to kick the ball. And in America, it's referred to as soccer. For some reason, I don't know why that ever happened, but football in America is an entirely different game than football in Thailand. Football in America is used with heavy equipment, tackling, throwing the ball, this type of thing. In American, it's known as American football. American football. And what would be known as soccer here. So you have the sports, the athletic contest. Popular in America is baseball, basketball, football, and soccer is less popular in America. It's more popular in Europe and around the world than it is in the United States. Though it's increased in popularity over the years, gotten more popular, still not up there with baseball, football, and basketball to the moment. But more and more, it is getting to be more popular. Are there any questions about what a sport is, or a sport, athletic contest, physical activity involving competition, one side or one person against another, trying to win the race, trying to win the basketball game by shooting the ball, trying to hit the home run, whatever. A competition, an athletic contest, a sport. Baseball, basketball, football, soccer. Soccer. There'll be a soccer game. There will be a soccer game this afternoon at 1 o'clock. A soccer game. Soccer. Soccer. Football in Thailand. Soccer somewhere else. Any questions?
เอาเสียงเข้าไปต่อกันซักเกอร์ที่ใช้เท้าเตะเกมกีฬาซักเกอร์
That's right. Athletic. He is a very athletic person. He's very good at every sport. He's very athletic. He can play baseball, he can play basketball, he can play football, and he can play soccer. He is a very athletic person. Very athletic. Able to do many things in sports. Any other questions? Baseball, basketball, football, and soccer. Very popular in Japan is baseball. An athlete, an athletic individual, a person can be very athletic. Sport, competition, one side against the other to determine a winner in a certain event. It could be a race, it could be a basketball game. They are competing. They are having a contest. A contest. They are contesting the outcome of the game.